Oh, welcome back everybody. So today we're going to be making a video on a topic that I honestly didn't think I would have to make, and that is the censorship happening from the West to Japan. So a few days ago there was a video that started circulating from the Tokyo, I believe it was the Tokyo Game Conference, whatever, and it was with the developers of Dragon Quest, and we were all criticizing them for censoring the game, but little did we know what was actually going on was we were the ones that were forcing them to censor the game, and this just happened after the death of Akira Toriyama, the original artist behind Dragon Ball and as well the Dragon Quest series. So we're gonna watch this interview from the Tokyo Game Show. So here we have Yuji Horii and Dragon Quest creator, and then from here we have former Shonen Jump editor-in-chief Torishima, former editor-in-charge of Dragon Ball. Two big names. I read some of the Dragon Ball Z comics, the manga, the Cell series, and we're also going to be jumping in back and forth with JT's website to get some more information. So that's smashjt.com.
あとすごい話題になってたそのコスチュームとか当時と
Alright, so I'm going to read what she's saying. So there was a lot of buzz about the costumes. It became a topic of discussion because they weren't exactly the same as they were back then. So on the left, we have the original drawing of one of the female characters in what is called bikini armor. This is something very popular in Japanese manga and Japanese cartoons in general. And then on the right, we have the revamped version of what we're actually getting in the game. I played the original Dragon Quest games when I was younger, but nothing regarding the modern stuff. So as you guys could see, a very big difference. On the redesign, she's wearing... Oh, wait a second. I don't want to offend any of the activists. They are wearing a undergarment underneath their bikini armor, and that's what sparked this whole debate, this whole backlash.
そのままなのかどうなのかみたいなのがありましたよね。また。
まあね、
Yeah, there were various regulations in place.
いろいろ規制もあってね、露出してきちゃいけないとかね。
Apparently, it's not allowed to show too much skin. And then she goes, "Well, I don't really intend to dig too deep into that."
深掘りする気はないんですけど、いいのにだって。
It's simply about the user immersing themselves in the fiction and going on an adventure.
フィクションだけど、その中に主人公というあなたが入って冒険するっていうことでいいじゃないと思うんですけど、違うんですかね。
Nothing.
なんですかね。
So, I really don't understand that either.
なんですかね、これについてはね。
ゲームだし。
It's a game. It's fiction, and it's a virtual experience. So as long as it's enjoyable, I think that's all that matters. Absolutely, that's all that matters to normal people.
まあフィクションという自分の中のバーチャル体験でのノンフィクションだから楽しくければいいのにっていうふうに思っちゃいますけどね。
あんまり露出するとね、
So then he responds, if there's too much exposure, the age rating goes up.
例が上がっちゃうっていうね。全年齢じゃなくなってしまうっていうのが。
It means we won't be able to sell it as all ages. Rules vary from country to country. When trying to sell widely, there's the issue of having to comply with the strictest regulations.
違ったりするんでね、広く売ろうと思うと一番厳しいところに合わせざるを得ないとか。
でも
当時そんなこと思わなかったですけどね。
And that kind of makes sense, right? That you don't want your kids reading comics or seeing books with women wearing G-strings and barely their nipple covering for bikinis, right? But there was absolutely nothing egregious in the design of the original character. The age ratings of Dragon Quest games were between E to teen. To my knowledge, there has not been. I haven't seen a single Dragon Quest game with a M rating on it. A normal bikini, not a string bikini or a G-string, a regular bikini that covers this much of the butt is absolutely allowed in E to teen movies as well.
コンプラっていう名のね、やっぱり
Under the name of compliance. Let's hear that part again. We never even thought about that in the past.
当時そんなこと思わなかったですけどね。
コンプラっていう名のね、やっぱりね、ある種のね、
Compliance.
なんだろうな、絶対心と言うべき。
So this is absolutely important what he just said here. So it's like an absolute god, an evil disguised as good. Very powerful.
善の名を借りた悪みたいなのがある。
Because that is exactly what these people who say they are guided by a moral compass, almost anybody that tells you that they are guided by a moral compass, you can almost be assured that they have some deep degenerate skeletons in their closets. So these are the same people who love things like I'm just going to go for the most extreme example that I could think of, Baldur's Gate 3. When these people heard bare sex, full frontal nudity, you can have almost any kind of sexual relationship experience that you can imagine in in Baldur's Gate 3. These people were salivating at the thought of what they can do. They can have sex with a bear. They can have sex with an octopus. They can have sex with anything they want. Sorry for some of these images that I'm showing you guys in the background, but these are scenes directly from Baldur's Gate 3, censored, because there's regulations for YouTube. But these are the degenerates that we are allowing to dictate the morality of our entertainment, not only in the West, but now as well in the East.
全員が不快感を覚えないな。
There is no such thing as content that doesn't make everyone uncomfortable. I think kind of maybe what he wanted to say was there isn't content that won't offend somebody. And that is very true.
ってことはないわけ。
うんまあ
だって不快なことを覚えるどうこうでもいいわけよ。だって綺麗
Because beauty and ugliness, good and evil are different for everyone. But they're trying to do a baseline, but so it's like they are this strange, bizarre perversion of conservatism where they demand the highest standards of morality and decency and acceptance and tolerance from a world, yet they possess absolutely none of those values that they demand you bend over to take from them. So much so that they also demand that you bring your kids to drag queen bars so they can be read stories by drag queens. And even drag queens themselves will tell you that this is not an environment for kids to be in. Yet, the left, these activists demand it. If you don't do that, if you deny your kid being requested to be brought to a place like that from their school, from their educator, whatever, you can get in trouble for that. Is that insane or is that insane? Yet, you can't have a bikini. You can't have an attractive character in Dragon Age, the Vile Guard. Get out of here, man.
汚いとかさ、善悪って人それぞれに感じ方があるわけじゃん。で、物事はやっぱり
There are a few things that absolutely must not be done. As long as you follow those, you are free to do the rest. And that's how we've been functioning as a society for the past millennia up until the meltdown. When Trump was elected, these people completely lost their minds. Completely lost their minds.
根っこにあるのはやっぱり絶対やっちゃいけないことだけいくつかあってそれをさえやらなきゃあとはいいじゃないって、そういうのがないわけよ。だからやっぱり欧米
Am I going to turn a 2-minute video into a 15-20-minute video? You better believe I will. There's a lot to say. I'm going to try to keep it short, but there's a lot to say.
欧米の方から来てるその
This is what we've been saying. There's a religious concept from the West, especially in America, Canada as well. Believe it or not, we influenced your country into this bullshit. Sweet Baby Inc., that's us, Montreal, Quebec. Blame Canada, blame Canada, blame Canada, blame Canada. You can definitely blame Canada for all this bullshit. You guys have no idea how powerful the influence, especially of Montreal, is across the board. You're seeing the tip of the iceberg. All right. So especially in America, that influences their approach to sex education, right?
宗教的な概念から来るその正教徒の考え方ってアメリカにあるじゃない。彼らのコンプラの考え方って
their approach to compliance is really narrow-minded. It is. Because it's their way or no way. And if you don't want to comply, they will clockwork orange you. They will put you in re-education courses. They will beat the shit out of you. Because we have been seeing these people, these activists, these leftist progressive activists, have absolutely been getting much more aggressive and violent in nature as time has been going. It's crazy, man. It's really... This is why people have become so vocal against these people.
都内狭い。
They are costing so many jobs, so much money being burnt by these people.
でだから向こうでコミックスだけに全部その年齢で
So when selling manga in America, everything had to be categorized by age groups.
区切ってやらなきゃいけない。少年ジャンプの漫画だったら13アップ
For Shonen Jump manga, I don't know what that is. They couldn't be sold unless they were rated for ages 13 and up.
13歳以上じゃないと出せない。私は全部リテイクでなきゃいけない。でそれを
Watching me react to a 2-minute video is like watching a football game. Each inning, each period, each whatever lasts for 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes gets stretched out into 45 minutes. Isn't that amazing?
訴訟が起きるそ
Because there's a risk of lawsuits, the company also has to get
の
insurance.
ために保険も入らなきゃいけない。もうこんなねバカな国とね。
Doing business with such a ridiculous country is really frustrating. Yup. Imagine living in them.
やるの本当めんどくさい。でそっから日本も悪影響を受けてやってるから。
Because of that, Japan also gets negatively influenced.
主人公もね
In Dragon Quest, you used to be able to choose between a male and female main character. But now, you can't choose between a man and a woman anymore. Nope. Body type 1 or type 2. Type A, type B. diabetes.
男女選べるんだけど、男女選ぶって書いていけないのね、タイプ1タイプ2なのね。
We have to label them type 1 and type 2. Go fluff yourselves.
ねえ。
のこれ男女誰が言った
These two old legends absolutely have the right to mock you.
文句になると思うんだよ
そうそうそうそう。
ね。
I really wonder who's even complaining about this. 10 people. Dozens of people playing Dustborn. Those are the people that are complaining.
わからない。
なんか
Truly, truly bizarre, man. Truly bizarre. So this was my joke tweet. I fixed the game's problem. I submitted my hotfix ticket already. I'm not disrespectful at all. You did that. When did Square Enix become SBI Enix? Original, remake. I resubmitted the original. Problem fixed. So, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 has full frontal nudity. But again, this is a mature game. Yep, you are seeing correct. This is a... not sure what the hell this thing is supposed to be. Making love to... I don't know if that's a male or if that's a female ogre. And Asmon's Gold reaction is absolutely appropriate. So these are the people that you are allowing to influence your direction in your games. This is the modern Western beauty. Isn't she amazing? And if you don't think she's beautiful, then you're ogre-phobic. And this is, I'm not going to show it, but this is the infamous bear scene that made all these people lose their minds of how amazing this is. Right, and this is the SmashJT article from smashjt.com. Woke Western ideologies force censorship in Dragon Quest HD, Dragon Quest 3 HD to make. It's like we all jumped on Sony. I mean, Square Enix. Well, sorry, the developers, but it was actually Square Enix that forced their hand. So don't forget, guys, the department that's in charge of the censorship is the California branch. So we have recently seen that Sweet Baby Inc. has been removed from Square Enix. Now, if that's actually what actually happened, or if they're just hiding the fact that they're still working with Sweet Baby Inc., who knows? But also today we discovered that Sweet Baby Inc. is also threatening content creators, telling them to stop talking about them. And no, Sweet Baby Inc., I do not think you have the right to do that. As an individual, as a citizen, we have absolutely any right to criticize any company for whatever reason. As long as we're not threatening, being violent, and in Canada, hate speechism, we have every right to bash your company, because your companies have been costing us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's going to kind of wrap up the video over here. I recommend going to the SmashJT website to read the full article. And even SmashJT himself apologized for going a bit too far, because even he thought it was their choice to make these changes for self-censorship. A personal apology to Square Enix. I want to take this moment to apologize to Square Enix in my initial take. So guys, how do we fix this problem? So this is what I think we have to start doing to begin with. Yeah, sure, you guys can go after the Sweet Baby Inc. and whatever. Your voices will not be heard by them. They're going to do this, and then they're going to laugh at you. They are activists. They are not an actual company. They are just activists. burning studios to the ground. So this is what I think we need to start doing. So we need to start sending letters to Square Enix. I'm sure you heard this from Cabrus and other people. So we need to start sending letters, respectful letters to companies like Square Enix, telling them why what they're doing, who they're siding with is a bad idea. There is a way of doing business with countries like Japan. They work on an honor system. If you insult them, if you come out aggressive, they're just going to trash your letter, not even pay attention to it. So you have to be respectful, you have to have manners, you have to give your reasons while being respectful. Tell them your experience with Square Enix or whichever other company you're going to be approaching. Tell them that you want to support them, you want to buy their games, but we do not support this movement from our shores, and we do not want to see this influence affecting their country. Don't forget, they tried to rewrite history and the culture of Japan through Assassin's Creed Shadows. These are sick people, and ultimately they are very much racist as well. Conclude your letter respectfully, thank them for their time. They need to know that we will back them, we will financially support them, but they have to respect the customer, because ultimately, if we don't buy their games, their company will tank and their studios will close, and we don't want to see that from Final Fantasy. We don't want to see that from a Dragon Quest. We don't want to see this happening to any but the most deserving companies like Red Thread, makers of Dustboard, for example. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, come back for the next video. I appreciate you guys. There is a big reason why Canadians don't make the kind of content that I make, because the kind of content that I make, you have to be so immaculate in your language, because we have language laws that protect groups of people, which is freaking insane. And I'm contemplating making the video on that, but we have to walk a very tight tightrope. So I hope you guys appreciate this video. Support the channel in case the worst should ever happen to yours truly. And the only way to do that, watch the videos, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll feel more empowered and encouraged to speak more about Justin Trudeau's Canada. Alright guys, I appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one. Jigga Vega out. Alright, that's enough of that.